Greetings, salutations, and welcome back to another video. Now I'm going to catch you up on what has been happening so far, and then, yes, get back to it. So first off, we actually took some PLA, some of the waste PLA that was just lying around. We had about 2 boxes of this stuff, just all of the stuff we broken off, failed prints, all that, and we decided to melt it down in the oven. We had to go up to 220 degrees Celsius to get a nice decent finish. This one was one that just went through one process. It was just stuffed in and melted. This set was actually melted down, broken up, and then melted down again, and we pressed in the pieces whenever possible to try and get rid of air bubbles, and I think it's got a much better finish overall. And it just feels much more rigid. So those are 2 bits. Not entirely sure what we're going to do with them. There's a lot of potential there in the future if we can refine the process more to make reusable materials. The other exciting thing was that I got some rubbish, absolutely rubbish colours PLA. It advertised itself as bronze, but it's more of this Caramac colour. Now if you don't know Caramac, it's a caramel flavoured chewy bar, that's about it really. But it does look a lot like this colour. But I decided that instead of shipping off this 1 kilogram reel, which would cost me more than it was worth, I would make a Shore Trooper helmet from Rogue One. It feels absolutely ginormous, but having seen other people work on it and having spoken to a few members of the community, it is the right size. With the armour, it will feel a bit more reasonable, but currently, given my rather thin frame and its massive almost 300mm size, yeah, it feels ginormous. So that's that printed. We're going to fill it in, sand it down. This is actually printed at 0.3 and the layers were absolutely phenomenal. This you might recognise as being the wood fill, which was not wood fill, that I got previously. We actually ran out of the Caramac, so I had to use that. And as you can see, I think there were some control issues when they were making it. The filament diameter wasn't completely correct all the way through, it wasn't accurate enough. So you do get this slight over and under extrusion all over the place, compared with this beautiful finish everywhere else. So yeah, that's all going to get painted up, weathered. Hopefully we're going to get through the full works on that at some point or other. I am leaving for university at the end of this week though, so there's that in the way. Unfortunately, bad news as well, my ramps board had a little issue, as you can see here. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. What happened was that I think I was fiddling around at some point, just removing 1 or 2 extraneous wires, and I must have disturbed this connection, and it was just loose enough that my heated bed wires came loose, and, well, obviously as the contact area decreased, the heat went up, and we melted that. So instead, I am going to be replacing these blue ones with a set of these, which will arrive tomorrow hopefully. These are the plug-in ones, which means that I should be able to attach everything into the plug and then insert that knowing that they are safely attached, instead of fiddling around in a cramped space trying to get those done. Now that offers us a terrifyingly close and early opportunity to start installing parts for the 300 bed upgrade, and that will be a 24 volt system. Yeah, I was thinking that might be a little while off. I was expecting a lot more time to prepare, but nevertheless there we are. We'll have to replace this fuse with one of a higher rating. One of the diodes in here, or no, one of the resistors in here, needs replacing with one of a greater capacity. This is a 24 to 12 volt step down. That's so that we can put in 24 volts straight through this small circuit that goes right out into the bed and leave everything else on 12 volts native. That's hopefully going to work out really nicely. It's one of the simplest solutions to upgrade your amps board, and we had to look at some schematics to try and figure out exactly what was going on, but it is pretty much that these 2 connectors here go through this polyfuse, through these 3 resistors here, this MOSFET, and out. So it's just those components there that need upgrading, and that's it. So once we've got that done, we can hopefully get the 300mm bed running already. Things are happening very fast and very slow at the same time. But anyway, with that said, I think that updates you enough. Lots of work to do. Still lots of work to do. We shall see how it goes. I've got 2 weeks of exams and assessments to do once I get back to university. Then I've got to cat sit for 2 weeks, which should be interesting. However, I'm going to be working on the Festus while I can on that in the CAD. I'm thinking of upgrading it to a 2 hot end system. Wow, yes, that's sudden as well. So that's happening. And once those are over, I will have the entirety of my summer until September-ish to work away, hoping to get a placement as well. But the Hephaestus and all of my 3D printing will be one of my major responsibilities and hobbies during that time. So hopefully we'll have a lot more videos rolling out. I hope that's been informative, and please do let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in today, and I shall see you again next time. Goodbye.